What's the good word, y'all? It's your boy DKB here. So the New York Jets released their first official injury report ahead of our Week 1 matchup Monday against the Buffalo Bills. And things look extremely good for us. I mean, things were iffy the entirety of training camp, but it's safe to say after looking at that report, the New York Jets are as close to being a fully healthy team as we've seen in as many years. There's always been at least one player on each side of the ball that has a significant job to do for us that has ended up either coming through limited or having some kind of setback over the course of preseason for us. So I'm very hyped for this. The other piece is taking a look at the Bills injury report. They're expected to basically be 100% healthy as well. Micah Hyde assumes and is expecting to be able to play in that Week 1 matchup against us. And really the biggest piece missing on either side is going to be Von Miller. That'll be the deciding factor, I'm sure, for the Buffalo Bills fans. If they take an L in Week 1, that's going to be what they, kind of clutch and hold on to, is we didn't have our full pass rush, etc., unless we, just deliver them a handy defeat. But two teams basically as healthy as you can ask for heading into Week 1. This is setting the stage for the beginning of what should be a very violent competition between AFC East to see who's going to come out on top this season, with the Bills taking the reins from the Patriots, who have dominated for 20 years. The Bills starting to seem like they are vulnerable, weak in the division, and a lot of teams expecting them to maybe surprisingly finish last if maybe Bill Belichick pulls another rabbit out of his hat. But at the very least, definitely feels like the Bills are tumbling into that third position just by virtue of, kind of fans out there looking at everything that's going on and the rosters on paper. And, of course, some of the in-house drama that the Buffalo Bills have going on. But I'm expecting a very exciting game. There's going to be a lot of key potential matchups here. But going back to the health discussion on our side, this is so huge for us. The offensive line just started officially practicing with the full starting unit intact early this week. So that's been a huge boost for us. Robert Saleh has already highlighted that, Dwayne Brown being the consummate professional, he doesn't expect that it'll take a ton of time for him to get back into the swing of things, especially now that he has two solid working arms. If anything, I'm hoping he comes back and this is like a Mortal Kombat rendition and he turns into Jax for us on the offensive line. Mekhi Becton, obviously you see him on the injury report, but as Robert Saleh mentioned, everybody on our side that was limited, this was more of a load management situation for them, right? And we knew this was coming with Mekhi Becton, where they have all the confidence in the world in him, but they don't want to press so hard in practices that you see him break then, or that he ends up breaking in the games, especially with Becton himself mentioning he'll have to deal with some pain and learn how to kind of live through that uncomfortability for this season and potentially beyond. We don't know. I get the feeling that he kind of rushed some things, but nonetheless, Becton coming back, Dwayne Brown coming back, Carl Lawson fully being healthy, and seeing him come back into practice after having almost a month away from the team, or at least being involved in the preseason, I should say. And so it's really huge. There's going to be no excuse. We had two models. Well, we had one official one from Robert Saleh finish. That was going to be a huge theme of this season for us. We need to start being able to put away these teams, especially when we're up early. The second one, though, I feel like is one that needs to be echoed across all 32 teams. But for the New York Jets specifically, given the history that we've been through, execution. We finally have the talent to where we don't have to hope that we see breakout performances from players. We have top 5, top 10, players within their own positions. Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson. You can argue Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. You can make an argument for Tyler Conklin, Garrett Wilson, obviously. On the offensive line, you can say talent-wise, Mekhi Becton. Defensively, we know we have them littered everywhere. Quinnen Williams, Bryce Huff in terms of being a pure situational pass rusher. CJ Mosley, for what it's worth, probably on the fringe, but giving that he was able to go out there and still collect a second team All Pro, we're going to put him on the list. And then, of course, you have Sauce Gardner. You have DJ Reed, who, gets disrespected every chance, that the world basically gets when they look at him. I mean, he's put up All Pro type numbers. And then on the back end, you guys know me, I have extremely high hopes for Tony Adams. So we'll see what ultimately happens. But even Greg the Leg, I want to keep calling him Weatherford. That's not his name. But our punter. And so things look extremely, extremely good for us is basically all I'm saying. Blessings to us that we have this great health to kick off the season. Excuse me. Hopefully it continues, but let me know what your guys' thoughts are. We'll break out some matchups for the Jets Flight Squad podcast Monday. Hopefully we have a Bills special guest to help us kind of, keep things objective and get the other side of things. But let me know what you guys think about the team heading into our first matchup, and I'll catch you guys again. Peace.